A warning from heaven. Archangel Michael says something serious is moving into your life right now. Jesus is telling you to open this before the next 15 minutes are gone. My child, my beloved, before you take another breath, I need you to know that this message was stopped from getting to you more than once. But heaven overruled, and now at last it has found its way to you. You did not find this by chance. It was planned because something serious is already moving into your life, and you cannot see it yet. But we can. I, Michael, the Archangel of Protection, have been standing guard over your path. I have been stopping the darkness trying to reach you. But today, what is coming is different. It is not just a shadow. It is a result of choices others are making behind your back. This is why Jesus himself is telling this message to be opened before the next 15 minutes are gone. Because what happens after that will either bless you beyond what your soul can imagine, or hurt you in ways you are not ready for. You must not ignore this. If you believe this message is for you, like this video to activate the flow of God's favor in your life. My child, my beloved, there are two people involved in what is about to happen. One of them knows you deeply. The other envies you in silence, but both of them are connected to your life in a way that lets them reach what they should never have touched. And I am not speaking in riddles. I am speaking plainly now because heaven has waited long enough. The reason your money feels blocked, the reason your joy feels delayed, the reason your sleep feels disturbed is because of something hidden, something silent, something that wears a familiar face but carries a deceiving intention. And I was not allowed to speak this before. But now, by divine order, I must show what has been seen in heaven's records. My child, my beloved, before I go further, I ask you to stop and listen to the whisper in your spirit. You feel it, do not you? That strange sense of urgency, that feeling that you are being pulled towards something important, but you do not know what. That is not anxiety. That is heaven trying to shake you awake. That is the voice of God brushing against your heart saying, do not walk away from this again. You have skipped messages before and thought, maybe later. But this one is different. This is not just about inspiration. This is about intervention. This is a divine interception meant to stop a tragedy you will not get better from easily. My child, my beloved, if your soul knows this is for you, if your spirit is stirring right now, then subscribe to this voice of heaven right away. Not just to hear more messages, but so heaven knows that you are listening. And know that subscribing will activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life. Because what comes next is the part they tried to stop. But God says, release it. My child, my beloved, there is a hidden place where your name has been spoken, not in prayer, but in strategy, and that is what changes everything. You see, when a person speaks your name in love, it brings favor. But when a person speaks your name in selfishness, it makes a ripple of resistance. And two people connected by blood or bonded by time have made choices that were never theirs to make about what belongs to you. I do not want to frighten you. I want to get you ready because I have seen what is coming if this goes on without check. One of them is draining your favor spiritually through silent jealousy, through bitter agreement with voices that want to limit you. And the other has already taken something that had your name on it. A blessing, a portion, an opportunity. You were meant to get it. They intercepted it. But heaven is ready to turn it all around if you follow this next part closely. My child, my beloved, there is a reason you feel like your blessings are always close, but never quite in your hands. There is a reason it feels like you are fighting something you cannot see. And now I am showing it. Your life is under watch, not by the government, but by spiritual forces who want to delay your inheritance. Because they know once you touch what God has written in your name, you will not be controlled anymore. Once you rise, you will set others free. That is why they want to keep you struggling. But that ends tonight, not by accident, but by awakening, by obedience, by stepping into divine instruction and not second guessing it. This time, heaven is getting ready to reverse it. But your agreement is the key that unlocks it. My child, my beloved, the reason this message is urgent is not just because of what is happening around you, but because of what is happening inside you. Your spirit has been under pressure lately, weight you cannot explain, strange thoughts, unpredictable feelings, sudden fears you cannot trace. And now you know why something has been circling your life for weeks. It was not allowed to touch you until today. And that is why this message could not wait, because the moment this spiritual threshold is crossed, what was hidden will become visible. If you do not act before that moment, you will lose your chance to protect what is rightfully yours. I say this not as a warning to scare you, but as a divine announcement from heaven's throne. Jesus himself is watching what you will do in the next few minutes. That is how serious this is. Heaven does not send a message like this unless the soul it is meant for is walking dangerously close to something that must be stopped. And right now, beloved, that soul is you. My child, my beloved, let me show the part no one wants to admit. Sometimes the deepest betrayal does not come from enemies. It comes from the ones who know your weak spots. It comes from the ones you grew up trusting. The ones who pretend to support you but secretly hurt your peace. One of them is about to be shown to you. Not through drama, but through spiritual clarity. This person has been holding your name in their mouth while smiling in your face. They have been asking questions about your future that they have no right to ask. They have been speaking to someone else about your money, your life, your dreams, and they have painted a picture that puts them in your seat. That is what heaven showed me. They do not want you to succeed. They want to control where your blessing goes. And they have started making choices on your behalf without your permission. But I have come to take it back, not with revenge, with revelation, because God does not show to embarrass, He shows to protect. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you. Is not just a verse for Jesus, it is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. My child, my beloved, you have been feeling like something is about to happen, and you are right. But what you did not know is that two versions of your future are now being weighed in the spirit realm. One version includes breakthrough, favor, joy, peace, and a reversal of every hardship you faced. The other version includes more delay, more confusion, and an open door for those who wish to take what was never theirs. What decides which version happens is your choice in this exact moment. Your awareness, your spiritual yes. This message is not a warning to panic. It is a divine choice, and heaven is watching to see what you will do. My child, my beloved, your name has power, not just on earth, but in heaven. And even in hell, they shake when your name is spoken with authority. But lately, your name has been spoken with envy, with criticism, with hidden plans attached to it. Someone close to you has used your name not in prayer, but in control. They have tried to control how others see you. And worse, they have controlled how you see yourself. But that stops today, because I am pulling the mask off their intentions. I am showing what was said in secret, not to shame, but to protect. Not to cause conflict, but to give you freedom. The truth is being released so you can be released. My child, my beloved, there is a reason why you have been stuck in cycles. Why the same struggle keeps repeating. Why blessings seem to come so close only to vanish. It is because you have been surrounded by people who speak in circles, empty words with no spiritual power. And without realizing it, you gave them access to your sacred space. But now God is taking back that space. He is cleaning the spiritual atmosphere around your life. The people who do not belong in your next chapter are being spiritually removed one by one. And if it hurts, let it, because this pain is protection. This pruning is preparation. You are not being punished. You are being purified. My child, my beloved, I saw what they planned for you. I saw the dates they circled. I saw the conversation where they said, "Do not worry, they will never find out." I saw the account that was supposed to be yours. I saw the money that had your name spiritually tagged. I saw the door that was being locked behind your back, but I also saw God slam his hand on the table and say, "No more." I saw him stand up and declare over you, "That is enough. Give back what was stolen." And now I come to you with that order in my hands. But I cannot give what you do not receive. I cannot give back what you will not claim. And I cannot protect what you refuse to see. My child, my beloved, the next few hours of your life are going to decide the next few years. Yes, it is that serious. What you choose to see, believe, and act on today will decide if you walk in overflow or keep on in opposition. That is why Jesus said this message must reach you now, not later. Later is too dangerous. Later may be too late. The spiritual momentum is already building. Your angels are already moving. Your name is already being looked at by the council of heaven. This is not just a message. It is a spiritual rescue, and you were chosen to get it. My child, my beloved, there is a light trying to break through your darkness right now, and I know you can feel it. The air around your life is shifting. Something you cannot see has begun to stir. It is not just coincidence. It is not just feeling. It is heaven moving, breathing, speaking directly into your soul through this moment. And I, Archangel Michael, have been sent to guard this moment so it cannot be stopped. Because the choice you make after reading this, whether you open your heart fully or scroll past quickly, will be remembered in the spirit realm. It will decide if what was blocked will be released or sent another way. That is why this is urgent. That is why Jesus has told this message to reach you before the next 15 minutes are gone. Not to frighten you, but to save you from losing what you have already waited too long for. My child, my beloved, you must know how rare this is. Heaven does not open messages like this for everyone. This was not sent to the whole world. It was whispered into the hands of angels and given to only a few, because what is at risk in your life is not small. There is an entire future forming, one that changes not just your money, not just your name, but the direction of your lineage. Yes, this goes far beyond you. What you do now will affect the generations after you. There is a blessing trying to enter your home that does not just bless you. It breaks every curse that has sat over your family for decades. But the blessing will not enter a home filled with hidden betrayal. And that is why this message had to come first. My child, my beloved, I saw it. I saw the moment the blessing was set to fall. I saw the exact time the door was going to open. I saw the favor that was heading to your bank account, to your relationships, to your body, to your dreams. And I saw something else, a figure silent and close, standing at the edge, trying to take it before it reached you. This person did not look like a thief. They looked familiar. That is what makes this dangerous. They did not come with loud accusations. They came with quiet entitlement. And they have slowly put themselves in a place to receive what they know deep down was meant for you. But now the truth is being opened. My child, my beloved, some of the pain you have been carrying lately is not even yours. It is the result of other people's spiritual choices leaking into your life. You have been taking in confusion that did not come from your own heart. You have been feeling heaviness that is not even connected to your path. It is because someone who is supposed to support you is spiritually connected to you, but not lined up with God's plan for you. They are out of line, and it is affecting your peace, your clarity, and your ability to move forward. But today, Heaven is giving you the gift of spiritual separation. You will begin to feel distance not as rejection, but as redirection. You will begin to see people for who they truly are, not to judge them, but to see them clearly, because you cannot carry everyone into your destiny, especially not those secretly carrying plans to delay you. My child, my beloved, let me show the part no one wants to admit. Sometimes the deepest betrayal does not come from enemies. It comes from the ones who know your weak spots. It comes from the ones you grew up trusting. The ones who pretend to support you, but secretly hurt your peace. One of them is about to be shown to you. Not through drama, but through spiritual clarity. This person has been holding your name in their mouth, while smiling in your face. They have been asking questions about your future that they have no right to ask. They have been speaking to someone else about your money, your life, your dreams, and they have painted a picture that puts them in your seat. That is what heaven showed me. They do not want you to succeed. They want to control where your blessing goes. And they have started making choices on your behalf without your permission. But I have come to take it back, not with revenge, with revelation, because God does not show to embarrass, He shows to protect. My child, my beloved, there are conversations happening behind closed doors, and they are not about your good. Someone is asking, what if they never find out? But heaven already has. That is why this message is reaching you at the exact second it is supposed to. This is not about guessing or suspicion. This is about proof from the spirit realm. The records are clear. The plans are set. The darkness has marked a date. But God just stopped it because your name is still written in light. Because your promise is still safe. Because what belongs to you spiritually, financially, emotionally can still be given back. But only if you see what is coming before it hits. Only if you hear the voice of the one sent to protect you. And I am shouting louder now than ever before, because the time is almost gone, and if you delay, you will miss the shift. My child, my beloved, you keep wondering why some things are always just out of reach. Why the money comes and goes, why the good news arrives and then suddenly turns to confusion. It is not just bad luck. It is not just life. It is interference. It is sabotage. And the reason you have not seen it is because they have been doing it through smiles, through quiet withdrawals, through disguised concern. But heaven does not look at appearances. Heaven looks at heart motives. And what we have seen is a plan to keep you stuck. But God is tired of watching you suffer while pretending to be strong. You have held it in long enough. And now heaven is releasing a divine rescue, but only if you obey the voice speaking to you right now. You may never get this moment again. My child, my beloved, I will say this clearly. The financial blessing you have been waiting for has already been written with your name, but it was intercepted, sent away, not by mistake, but by someone who believed you would never notice. Someone who saw how close you were to stepping into increase and got afraid. And instead of blessing you, they blocked you. But this message is your unblocking. This is your reversal. This is your moment of taking back. The wealth that was sent away will be returned. The door that was shut will be opened. The peace that was stolen will come back. But you must not scroll past this. You must not say, I will come back to it later, because spiritual windows do not stay open forever, and this one is closing in less than 15 minutes. Heaven is waiting to see if you will act or ignore. My child, my beloved, you have been strong for too long, and heaven has seen every silent tear. You have cried when no one was looking. You have tried to tell yourself it is going to be okay. You have smiled through the storms. You have prayed even when your faith felt small. And now is the time when that faith must speak louder than fear, because I, Archangel Michael, have been sent not to comfort you only, but to warn you. A spiritual danger is walking toward you wearing a familiar face. And what makes it dangerous is not just its presence, but its timing. Because right now you are closer than you have ever been to divine breakthrough. The moment your name is supposed to be called for restoration, for abundance, for divine justice. That is the exact moment the enemy sends confusion disguised as affection. And unless you see what is happening, you will welcome in what was meant to be thrown out. That is why I was told by the Most High to warn you before the next 15 minutes are gone. Because the shift is already happening. This is your window. This is your escape. This is your rescue wrapped in a message that may not come again. Now, as you step into this moment of warning, I invite you to declare your readiness. Type Amen in the comments below as a sign of your acceptance, as a bold statement that you are ready to receive the protection heaven is sending. As you write it, see yourself not as a victim of what was taken, but as an heir rising to claim what grace has already written in your name. And stay with me until the very end, because we will be closing with a powerful prayer that will activate this release. My child, my beloved, Do you feel the strange heaviness that entered your home not long ago? The way your air feels different. The way your peace feels disturbed. The way you second guess things that used to feel clear. That is not a coincidence. That is spiritual pollution. Something has been spiritually placed in your path to delay and detour. But God allowed you to feel it so you would wake up to it. That is why your soul has felt so uneasy. That is why your dreams have been intense. Because what is coming is not just another small storm. It is a setup meant to rob you of what was written with your name in heaven. And now the alarm is sounding. I know this message feels strong. I know it is unlike anything you have heard before, but that is because it is not meant to entertain you. It is meant to wake you up. I am not here to scare you. I am here to save you. If you wait too long, you will understand the message only through pain. But if you act now, you will understand it through miracle. My child, my beloved, I must tell you the truth with no filter. The divine money that was supposed to enter your life has been touched. Touched by people who said they were for you. Touched by people who laughed with you but cried out behind your back because they could not handle your light. These people are not strangers. That is what makes this betrayal so dangerous. They are close. One pretends to admire you. The other pretends to protect you. But neither of them truly want you to walk in your full power. And now they have laid their hands spiritually on what does not belong to them, your inheritance, your provision, your destiny. But listen carefully. Their hands can still be removed if your eyes are opened in time. My child, my beloved, do you remember that opportunity you thought you missed? That job that vanished? That deal that collapsed? That unexpected financial struggle that hit you hard for no reason? You thought it was random. You blamed yourself. But it was not your fault. It was interference. Someone put their energy, their eyes, their control over your open door and it slammed shut. But heaven has kept record. And now it is being reopened. And the best part, the new door will be bigger. It will come without the strings. It will arrive faster than the last time. But only if you move with God now. Only if you do not let this moment become just another message you scroll past. This is not motivation. This is divine movement. My child, my beloved, there is someone watching your life and trying to copy your steps, mirror your voice, study your progress, not because they admire you, but because they want what was meant for you. And the truth is, they were never supposed to even know about the blessing. But someone close to you told them. Someone from your own circle shared private things about your calling with someone who had no right to touch it. And now there is a copy spirit circling you. A person trying to move into the spot God reserved only for you. But what they do not know is that heaven does not reward impersonators. God blesses the original. And you, beloved, are the original. No one can carry your light the way you do. No one can replace the oil that was poured on your name. But if you stay silent, if you stay asleep, if you delay this awakening, they will take what should have been yours. My child, my beloved, I see your exhaustion. I see the way you have tried so hard to stay positive, even when nothing makes sense. I see the way you pour into others and get poured out. I see the way you feel forgotten by the same people you have been loyal to. And I know it hurts, but heaven is not blind. God has been watching every seed you have sown in silence, every tear you have cried in private, every moment you smiled while secretly suffering. And child, it is not in vain. The reward that is coming will silence every mocker, expose every pretender, and lift you up without your enemies knowing how. But first, this moment must be honored, my child, my beloved. You have been asking for a sign, a clear word, something that does not feel confusing, something you can hold on to. And God says, this is it. This message is not a coincidence. It is not a vague warning. It is not generic. It is sacred, specific, and it carries your rescue. What I am giving to you now is not just truth. It is spiritual proof, a confirmation of what your heart already sensed. You have been carrying a weight because you are carrying destiny. You have been attacked more than others because your life changes others. And now the attack ends, but only if you listen, only if you act, only if you open your hands and say, God, I receive what you are sending through Michael right now. My child, my beloved, you are not broken. You are being rebuilt. You are not late. You are being lined up. You are not forgotten. You are being kept safe. But the question is, do you believe that? Because heaven believes in you more than you have believed in yourself lately. And that is why this message had to come now, before the 15 minutes vanish, before your moment passes, before the enemy takes one more step. You have been delayed enough. You have cried long enough. You have waited faithfully. And now heaven moves for you. My child, my beloved, there is a spiritual gate opening in your life at this very hour. And I must say this with all the urgency heaven has placed in me. If you do not walk through this gate before it closes, everything you have been waiting for will be handed to someone else. Yes, I said someone else. Not because God wants to replace you, but because your time-sensitive blessing cannot stay hanging in limbo any longer. Heaven is shifting positions, giving out favor again, and what was meant for you is on the move. If your spirit responds, it will come back to you. If your heart waits, it will pass by. This is not a moment to wait and see. This is a moment to open your eyes and claim what you have prayed for through tears. My child, my beloved, I was not sent to entertain you. I was not sent to inspire you for a moment. I was sent to step in. This message is a spiritual intervention disguised as words. There are angels standing around you right now, waiting for your response. One of them carries your name written in gold. The other two were sent to block what was headed toward you, if you delay no further. But the power of what heaven does next is directly tied to your obedience. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. We have reached the moment where this shifts from information to activation, where you stop being a passive receiver and become an active participant in your own protection. What I am about to ask you to do might seem simple, but it carries heavenly weight. In the comments below, I want you to write exactly these words: I claim my divine protection. Not, I hope I am protected. Not, I am trying to be safe. Not, maybe this will work for me. God's timing responds to clarity, to certainty, to declarations made from your whole being. When you write those words, you are doing something far more powerful than leaving a comment. You are making a covenant with heaven. You are stating your intention to the Almighty. You are announcing that you are available for this intervention. You are giving permission for the process to accelerate. This is why Jesus is telling you to respond before the next 15 minutes pass. Because after that, what was ready to fall into your hands may be sent somewhere else. The blessing is too powerful to be left unclaimed, and you are the only one who can unlock it. My child, my beloved, there are forces watching you that have been given only one task. Delay, not destroy. Delay. Because the enemy knows that if he can delay you long enough, you will lose speed, question your purpose, doubt your calling, and walk away before the miracle reaches you. But that plan is falling apart right now, because this divine message has cut through the veil of spiritual distraction. You are not confused. You are being awakened. And I am here not as a distant angel with wings of gold, but as your assigned protector, your defender, your divine messenger with fire in my voice and urgency in my hands. What I carry for you is sacred, but I cannot force it on you. It must be received freely. My child, my beloved, you have been feeling like something is about to happen. And you are right. But what you did not know is that two versions of your future are now being weighed in the spirit realm. One version includes breakthrough, favor, joy, peace, and a reversal of every hardship you have faced. The other version includes more delay, more confusion, and an open door for those who wish to take what was never theirs. What decides which version happens is your choice in this exact moment. Your awareness, your spiritual yes. This message is not a warning to panic. It is a divine choice. And heaven is watching to see what you will do. My child, my beloved, there are conversations happening right now, phone calls, messages, silent agreements that mention your name in ways that break heaven's heart. They do not see your pain. They do not know your purpose. And worse, they do not care if your blessing gets destroyed as long as they gain. One of these people has convinced themselves they deserve what was meant for you. They have told themselves lies about you to feel better, about what they are doing. And the other one, they are standing silently letting it happen, just so they do not lose favor in the eyes of the first. But child, silence and betrayal is still betrayal, and heaven sees both. You are not being paranoid, you are being awakened, my child, my beloved. There are spiritual forces that move through bloodlines, and some of them are jealous spirits, spirits that look for the most favored child in the family and try to block that child's inheritance. You were born with a light. You were born with a calling, and whether your family knew how to name it or not, they felt it. That is why some of them treated you differently. That is why you were misunderstood, underestimated, doubted. But the truth is they could sense what you did not yet know. That you were the one through whom heaven would do something extraordinary. And now that you have come close to fulfilling that, the spirits that hated your light since birth are rising. Not through strangers, but through familiar voices. But do not fear, because I was sent for this exact moment. I was sent to shut it down before it spreads further. My child, my beloved, listen to me. The delay you have been experiencing is not normal. The trouble in your finances, the confusion in your choices, the strange tiredness over your spirit. These are signs of spiritual tampering. Someone has been messing with what God ordained to flow freely, and it is not witchcraft in the way you might imagine. It is control. It is envy wrapped in politeness. It is false concern hiding selfish intent. And heaven has had enough. God is about to put divine fire between you and every false connection. But your job is simple. Believe this message. Do not scroll. Do not doubt. Do not delay. Because the protection, the breakthrough, the restoration, it is already being released, but only to the one who responds. My child, my beloved, you have asked God for answers. You have begged for clarity. You have fasted, prayed, waited, and wondered why no reply came. But now it is here. This is the reply. This is the download from heaven. This is the moment your obedience will unlock what was locked for years. The money, the opportunities, the home, the relationship, the healing, they are not gone. They were paused, held back, blocked until your awareness was restored. And now that your eyes are opening, so is the flow. But only if you do not return to blindness. Only if you act in the light you have just been given. This is why the message had to be urgent. Because this is your rescue window. After this, there may not be another. My child, my beloved, you must know how precious you are to God. The enemy did not waste time attacking someone without purpose. You were targeted because you are chosen. Your life carries weight in the spirit realm. And every time you speak, every time you pray, every time you breathe hope into the air, heaven celebrates and hell shakes. That is why it has been hard. Not because you are weak, but because your power frightens the ones who feed on darkness. And now you are standing on a line. One step forward and everything changes. One hesitation and the opportunity disappears. You cannot afford to be casual with this message. You cannot afford to say maybe later. This is not later. This is now. My child, my beloved, there are moments in life when time feels like it stops, when something so divine touches your soul that you cannot move past it. That moment is now. You may not realize this yet, but this message is not just here to tell you. It is here to stop something dark that was heading straight into your life. You are standing at a thin veil, a line between being spiritually robbed or divinely redirected. And it all depends on what you choose to do after reading this next part. Because even now, the spirits that were given the job to steal your peace are becoming upset. They can feel that your awareness is increasing, that your clarity is growing, that your protection is activating, and they know they only have minutes left to try and keep you distracted. But heaven has already chosen to step in. My child, my beloved, let me take you deeper. There is a document in heaven that bears your name, a spiritual contract, a promise, a reward, something that was meant to be handed to you before the end of last year, but it was put off. Not because you were not worthy, not because you were late, but because someone who was close to you spiritually interfered. Their words, their intentions, their jealousy clouded your space. They said the right things in public, but in private they questioned your worthiness. They doubted your rise. They feared your favor. And they said words, cursed whispers, not knowing that heaven heard them all. Those words formed clouds, and those clouds dimmed the light that was meant to shine clearly on your path. But child, the clouds are clearing now because this message is breaking the barrier that was keeping you stuck. My child, my beloved, do you remember that opportunity you thought you missed? That job that vanished, that deal that collapsed, that unexpected financial struggle that hit you hard for no reason. You thought it was random. You blamed yourself, but it was not your fault. It was interference. Someone put their energy, their eyes, their control over your open door, and it slammed shut. But heaven has kept record, and now it is being reopened. And the best part, the new door will be bigger. It will come without the strings. It will arrive faster than the last time. But only if you move with God now. Only if you do not let this moment become just another message you scroll past. This is not motivation. This is divine movement. My child, my beloved, I must tell you the truth with no filter. The divine money that was supposed to enter your life has been touched. Touched by people who said they were for you. Touched by people who laughed with you but cried out behind your back because they could not handle your light. These people are not strangers. That is what makes this betrayal so dangerous. They are close. One pretends to admire you. The other pretends to protect you. But neither of them truly want you to walk in your full power. And now they have laid their hands spiritually on what does not belong to them. Your inheritance, your provision, your destiny. But listen carefully. Their hands can still be removed if your eyes are opened in time. My child, my beloved, when you were a child, heaven already knew what you were born to carry. That is why your path has felt heavy. That is why people have always seen something in you, even when you did not see it in yourself. But now the wait has a reason. You are at the doorway, the threshold. And what comes next is not just about money. It is about power, peace, purpose. You were never meant to live a normal life. You were always meant to be a divine carrier. Someone who would change the story for generations. That is why the battle has been this fierce. That is why the attack has been this specific. But now heaven is stepping in. I have seen the spiritual blueprint, and I know what God is trying to release to you. But here is the truth. If you do not remove the hidden interference, you will delay the divine release. Not because God does not love you, but because He respects your choice. My child, my beloved, you have been praying for increase, but heaven is more concerned about protection. Because what good is overflow if the people around you are secretly making leaks? What good is promotion if the foundation is broken? And so I was told to pause your blessings, not to punish you, but to shield you. Because what was meant to enter your life would have been stolen again. But this time, instead of letting it happen, God is facing it. Right now, through this exact message. That is why your spirit is alert. That is why your heart is beating faster. You are being asked to walk in divine awareness. You are being asked to join with heaven. And the miracle that was held back will be released the moment your spirit says, I receive this instruction. My child, my beloved, stop blaming yourself for every delay. Stop thinking you are cursed. You are not cursed. You are chosen. That is why they fought you. That is why they gossiped about you. That is why they tried to copy you. That is why they wanted to ruin you. Because even in your lowest season, you still carried divine proof. But now, heaven is about to answer every lie spoken about you. And when it does, the same people who tried to block your blessing will watch it be handed back to you in full. Not because of revenge, but because of restoration. Because justice in heaven looks like grace for the faithful. And you, beloved, have remained faithful in ways no one even noticed. But God noticed, and I noticed. And now everything is about to shift. My child, my beloved, you must promise me. Do not ignore this. Do not silence the stirring in your spirit. Do not delay. If you skip this moment, you will walk into a season with blind eyes. But if you act now, you will walk with favor that no one can deny. Your time is now. Your calling is now. The exposure is now. The divine reversal is now. But it begins with obedience. Heaven is watching. The clock is ticking. The portal is open, but it will not stay open. And Jesus is not just whispering. He is telling, open your eyes, child. Open your heart and open this message before the next 15 minutes are gone. My child, my beloved, what you are feeling right now, the shaking in your spirit, the sudden stillness around you, the way your heart is pounding harder than before, it is not fear. It is recognition. Deep inside you, your soul knows this message was meant to find you. You are not reading by accident. You were drawn here by divine alignment, because something in the unseen realm has shifted. A veil has been pulled back, and what was once hidden from your sight is now standing in full view before heaven. God has been watching, and I, Archangel Michael, have been standing on guard, waiting for the exact moment to deliver this message without interference. That moment is now. And if you do not act on what you are hearing, beloved, you may lose something so precious it could take years to get back. Because what is moving toward your life is not small. It is not ordinary. It is life, changing, both in danger and in blessing. And heaven is giving you the final call before the door swings open and cannot be closed again. My child, my beloved, let me take you back for a moment to the last time something you loved disappeared suddenly. To the last time you trusted someone who ended up using that trust as a weapon. Do you remember the pain? Do you remember how alone you felt? Do you remember crying and asking God why He did not warn you? The truth is, heaven did try, but the noise around you was louder than the whisper of protection. This time will be different, because this time God is not whispering. He is shouting through this message. This is your warning. This is your rescue. This is your one moment of divine clarity to stop what the enemy has been plotting in silence. Two people, one plan, and your destiny hanging in the balance. But God in His mercy has released this message to stop the destruction and rewrite the outcome. My child, my beloved, there are conversations happening right now. Phone calls, messages, silent agreements that mention your name in ways that break heaven's heart. They do not see your pain. They do not know your purpose. And worse, they do not care if your blessing gets destroyed as long as they gain. One of these people has convinced themselves they deserve what was meant for you. They have told themselves lies about you to feel better, about what they are doing. And the other one, they are standing silently letting it happen, just so they do not lose favor in the eyes of the first. But child, silence and betrayal is still betrayal, and heaven sees both. You are not being paranoid. You are being awakened. My child, my beloved, 3 archangels are watching you right now. They are speaking about your body tonight. Michael says, if you skip this, you will miss what they were sent to tell you. My child, my beloved, you were not supposed to see this unless heaven chose to open your eyes. And yet, here you are standing at the doorway of a moment that was whispered in the halls of heaven before you even knew what today would bring. 3 archangels have been watching in silence, but tonight they are no longer silent. Something is happening around your body, and what they are saying is not ordinary. It is divine, sacred, and time-sensitive. If you walk away from this, you will miss the message they carried directly from God. Michael says, This is not a warning. This is a sacred showing of your body's destiny. My child, my beloved, there are things you have not been told. Things your body has been feeling. Unseen moves in the spirit world, sensations, sudden tiredness, strange dreams, or moments where you felt watched. You were not imagining it. The archangel saw something around you, and tonight they were given permission to act. But Archangel Michael says this message had to reach you before midnight, or not at all. You have been asking heaven for a sign. This is it. Do not dismiss it, or what has been shown will be closed again. My child, my beloved, before you go further, take 1 second and subscribe, because this message is only the start. The next part will come through the same path, and if you are not here to get it, it may pass to someone else. The archangels only speak when destiny is being moved. Subscribe now so you do not miss what comes next. The heavens are watching closely. You have no idea how closely heaven is watching you right now. 3 archangels, Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel, have gathered not in judgment, but in deep talk. And the topic is you, your body, your strength, your energy, your future. Archangel Michael says, we had to wait until this exact moment to speak, because what we have seen can no longer be hidden. There is a shift happening inside you that you have not fully understood yet. And if you leave this message without reading it to the end, you may never hear what they were sent to show. Not now, not ever. My child, my beloved, have you felt tired for no reason not long ago? Or sudden bursts of energy followed by deep silence in your soul? These are not random. Your body is being watched because it is being prepared. Something divine is forming inside your physical temple. You were not meant to grow old in the way others do. You were designed for a different kind of renewal, a youthfulness that does not match your age, a strength that does not come from food or sleep. Archangel Raphael whispered this truth just hours ago, but only Michael was given permission to deliver it. And he says, if you close your heart now, the healing will delay itself for another season. My child, my beloved, you have prayed for change, have you not? You have begged God for signs, for strength, for energy, for answers, when doctors could not explain the pain or the silence in your body. But what if the answer is here now? What if tonight 3 heavenly beings are around you with light, and you are 1 breath away from getting what you have needed for years? Archangel Michael says, the choice you make after reading this will decide whether the blessing enters now or returns to heaven sealed. This is not just another message. This is your invitation to be healed from the inside out. My child, my beloved, before we go further, listen closely. This is not the only message heaven wants to give you. What you are reading now is part 1 of a spiritual instruction, but the next part will only come through this very place. And if you are not connected, it will pass to someone else. So if your heart is open, subscribe now. Do not do it later. Do not say maybe next time. Archangel Michael says, the scroll is already open, but the seal will close in minutes, if the one it was written for turns away. Make sure your name is not erased from the revelation that is coming next. My child, my beloved, something is being restored in your body that you thought was gone forever. A glow, a radiance, a flow of spiritual oil from heaven is being released to touch your skin, your blood, your breath. And Michael says, even your DNA will not be the same. But this can only happen if you let the angels finish what they started. You may not know it, but your body is being written about in heaven. And what they decide tonight, yes, tonight will ripple into the next 7 years of your life. This message is not late. It is perfectly on time. If you feel this in your spirit, that means the angels are near. My child, my beloved, do not think this is a coincidence. The tingling you feel right now is not in your mind. That light feeling on your skin, that flutter in your stomach, that sudden feeling in your heart, that is the presence of the archangels. They do not come unless something holy is about to be released. But they will not force it on you. You must open yourself to receive. Archangel Michael says, the oil has already been poured, but only those who open the vessel will carry it. Are you willing to open? Or will you walk away and spend another year wondering why your body still feels stuck? My child, my beloved, your body is holding secrets. Secrets you do not even know you got from your family. Some of the weight you carry is not even yours. It came from your bloodline, passed from your mother or her mother before her. But Michael says, heaven has chosen you to break the cycle. You were not meant to carry their illnesses, their delays, their wounds. The archangels are ready to reset your body story, but they are waiting for your agreement. And if you ignore this, your silence will be seen as a refusal. My child, my beloved, you have looked in the mirror and felt something off. You have sensed that the energy inside you does not match the destiny you feel is yours. That is not your imagination. That is your spirit telling you it is time. You were not made to live in a tired, broken body. You are a vessel of glory designed to carry divine fire. But the body must be renewed before the mission can grow. And Archangel Michael says the time for waiting has ended. Tonight is the line between delay and destiny. Cross it and your body will respond. My child, my beloved, there are gifts that come with this meeting. Spiritual gifts, healing hands, awareness, dreams, clarity, wisdom beyond your years. The kind that others cannot explain but are drawn to. This is heaven's reward for your obedience. You did not earn it through perfection. You got it through surrender. Michael says, now that your body is lined up, your destiny will speed up. Doors will open faster, delays will disappear. Even time itself will seem to move in your favor. My child, my beloved, do not forget this night. Mark it, protect it. Because everything that happens from now on will be traced back to this moment. The moment you listened, the moment you believed, the moment you said, I receive. Let others laugh. Let others scroll. This message was not meant for them. It was made for you. And heaven celebrates your choice. My child, my beloved, Archangel Michael is smiling. Raphael is putting the final seal. Gabriel is writing the report of your healing into the heavenly books. You did not miss your moment. You found it, and now you will carry this blessing, not just for yourself, but for generations to come. Michael says this healing was not just for your body. It was for your bloodline, and because of you the curse breaks here. My child, my beloved, it is done. The scroll has been sealed. The angels are lifting now, but the light will stay with you. It will travel in your voice, your hands, your steps. You are now a carrier of divine wellness. And as you walk, speak, and breathe, may everything around you begin to heal. My child, my beloved, there is nothing ordinary about what has just happened to you. Even if your mind tries to dismiss it, your spirit knows the truth. Something in you feels lighter, calmer, more lined up. That is not from outside. That is from heaven within. Archangel Michael says, every angel given to you is now rejoicing because you did not skip. You did not scroll past, you stayed. You listened. And by doing so, you have unlocked something most people spend their entire lives praying for. Divine access to the part of yourself that was designed to shine. My child, my beloved, in the coming days you may notice synchronicities, moments that feel too perfectly timed to be chance. That is heaven weaving threads of proof through your ordinary life to show this was real. You may dream more vividly, feel guided more strongly, or even notice healing in areas you forgot needed attention. That is the overflow of what has just begun. Michael says, the miracle has already started. What you see next will simply be the proof of what was already declared in the Spirit. My child, my beloved, there is a radiance forming around you. It is not just spiritual. It will be physical. People will sense it. Places will change when you enter. This is not pride. This is presence. The presence of God upon a healed vessel. You are not walking alone anymore. You are walking with heaven around you. Michael says, every step you take now will carry a vibration of glory. Even if you whisper, the impact will echo. My child, my beloved, you are now under divine protection, not just in soul, but in body. That area you were worried about, it is already being handled. That pain you thought might return, it is being silenced. That fear that kept coming back, it is disappearing in the light. The archangels have left a mark upon you, not seen by the world, but seen by every force that once tried to harm you. Michael says, they will not touch what has now been sealed by heaven's command. My child, my beloved, please do not treat this like just another channel, just another message, just another emotional moment. This was divine intervention, and what you do next matters. Michael says, you must protect what you have received. Speak life over your body daily. Avoid words of death, defeat, and doubt. Let your tongue agree with what heaven has now spoken. The miracle has started, but your agreement keeps it flowing. My child, my beloved, if you feel called to do something bold with your life now, it is not a random idea. That is the effect of healing. It does not just restore, it awakens. And you have been awakened. You will begin to dream again, move again, smile without forcing it, laugh without guilt. That is heaven's joy taking root in your body. Michael says, your body has now been lined up with your future. Walk boldly. The path is clear. Sharing this prophetic word will activate the anointing and share that breakthrough with your network. My child, my beloved, this message will stay here for you to come back to any time. But the power of this moment, the angelic visitation, is now going back up into the throne room. They have finished what they came to do. And now they watch from above. Silently guiding, silently cheering, silently getting ready for what is next. Michael says you will hear from them again, but only if you keep your heart open, your spirit awake, and your faith alive. As this sacred message comes to its final breath, let me remind you of something the enemy hoped you would never find out. Your body is not just a vessel, it is a voice that carries light, a voice that carries legacy, a voice that heaven has just touched, healed, and lit again. Michael says, you are no longer walking in silence. You are walking in radiance. And every step you take from here on will echo in the spirit world as a testimony. This one was touched by heaven. My child, my beloved, you did not arrive at this message by mistake. You were led here, fought for, kept, watched, and now crowned. Crowned not with gold but with light. The kind of light that cannot be faked, stolen, or copied. It comes from being chosen. It comes from surrendering. It comes from staying until the end. Heaven waited to see if you would remain, and you did. And Michael says, for that you will now carry what others only dreamed of. My child, my beloved, you may not fully understand all that has taken place within you tonight, but over the next days, weeks, and even years, the fruit of this moment will begin to bloom. You will feel stronger in the places where you were once broken. You will walk differently, think differently, feel differently. Your body will respond to your future, not your past, because your DNA has now been touched by divine design. Michael says, you are walking in a post-healing body. Do not return to pre-healing habits. My child, my beloved, my child, my beloved, you did not arrive at this message by mistake. You were led here, fought for, kept, watched, and now crowned. Crowned not with gold, but with light. The kind of light that cannot be faked, stolen, or copied. It comes from being chosen. It comes from surrendering. It comes from staying until the end. Heaven waited to see if you would remain, and you did. And Michael says, for that you will now carry what others only dreamed of. My child, my beloved, you may not fully understand all that has taken place within you tonight, but over the next days, weeks, and even years, the fruit of this moment will begin to bloom. You will feel stronger in the places where you were once broken. You will walk differently, think differently, feel differently. Your body will respond to your future, not your past, because your DNA has now been touched by divine design. Michael says, you are walking in a post-healing body. Do not return to pre-healing habits. My child, my beloved, let this be the start of your new agreement with heaven. Speak life, speak power, speak renewal over yourself every morning. The archangels are not leaving you. They are simply stepping into silence so you can hear your own voice rise. Michael says, your healing was never just about your body. It was about taking back your voice, your radiance, your divine rhythm. Subscribe now if you have not already. The next message will not wait for you. It will carry the next phase of healing, revelation, and divine instruction. The archangels are ready to speak again, and this channel is the path they will choose. If your name is not on the scroll of subscribers, you may not hear the next call in time. Do not delay. Seal your connection now. My child, my beloved, the war over your body has already been fought in places you cannot see. What you have been feeling as heaviness, delay, or exhaustion is actually left over from that battle. But the archangels won. They shielded you from the worst of it. And now they want to restore what was almost taken. Michael says, what was stolen will be returned 7 times over, but only if you believe that you are still worthy of receiving. If you have given up on your own body, tonight is the night to take it back. Not in your own power, but through the power of heaven. My child, my beloved, do not you wonder why your name keeps coming up in divine conversations? Why? Even in your weakness, you are still being watched by holy beings. It is because your purpose did not expire. And your body, this vessel, is still needed for the finish of that calling. There are things only you can carry. Jobs only you can do. Voices like yours do not come around often. Michael says, your voice, your touch, your walk, all of it is needed, but first your body must be restored to divine capacity. And that restoration is happening now, breath by breath. My child, my beloved, there are prayers you forgot you prayed, but heaven never did. There are nights you cried yourself to sleep, asking for healing energy and wholeness. You may have stopped hoping, But the archangels never stopped answering. They wrote your name in light, and every day since, they have been getting ready for this moment, this window, this message. Michael says, you are not just being healed for your own sake, but for the sake of every person you are meant to touch. If you give up now, their blessing gets delayed too. That is how serious this is. My child, my beloved, the archangels are writing something new over your body right now. Not with human ink, but with heavenly fire. They are writing pain into strength, tiredness into clarity, weakness into wisdom. Your story is being changed by divine hands. Michael says the old report is being thrown out. The new report says whole, radiant, chosen. But if you keep on living as if you are broken, you will miss the blessing that is already trying to rest in your bones. My child, my beloved, do not forget that your body is the address of your soul. It is where heaven lives while you are on earth. Would heaven build something sacred only to leave it falling apart? No. Heaven builds to last, and that is why they have sent this message, not just to encourage you, but to rebuild you. Archangel Michael says, this message is not motivational, it is medicinal. If your spirit swallows it, your cells will begin to respond. Even now, something is unlocking inside your bloodstream. My child, my beloved, there is a divine reversal beginning at the cellular level. You will not feel it all at once, but it has already started. The tiredness is being replaced with freshness. The fogginess is being replaced with sharpness. The pain is softening. The swelling is breaking down. Michael says, your body is not being fixed. It is being made new. And this is the kind of miracle that cannot be bought, borrowed, or faked. It can only be received. But it must be received with full attention. Not halfway, not with doubt, but with full surrender. My child, my beloved, you have wondered if it is too late. You thought maybe I just have to live like this. But heaven says no. God is not asking you to survive in a body that barely works. He is calling you into a body that can carry your blessing, your future, and your joy. Michael says you are being upgraded physically, spiritually, mentally, but the choice is yours. Continue with limitation or rise with light. The archangels will not force it on you. But if you say yes now, they will go deeper. My child, my beloved, a strange calm is coming over you now. That is not coincidence. That is the stillness of divine presence. Heaven always silences the noise before something big begins. This is your moment of agreement. Michael says, if you say yes in your heart, the operation begins right away. The scroll has been opened. The light has been drawn. The oil is ready. They are waiting for your spirit to give the signal. My child, my beloved, you are standing on the edge of something that has not been opened for anyone else. This message was delayed by heaven 3 times because the timing had to be perfect. Not too early, not too late. Michael says, this night was chosen because your body is now ready to receive what it could not hold before. This message is not for your ears. It is for your cells, your bones, your very breath. Heaven is touching your frame now. The question is, will you let it in, or will you silence what was meant to restore you? My child, my beloved, they see the tension in your shoulders, the aches in your lower back, the heaviness you wake up with that goes away around others, but comes back the moment you are alone. Michael says that is not just tiredness, it is spiritual congestion. And tonight the archangels have been given the power to clear it, but not automatically. They wait for your inner yes. They wait for your posture to lean forward. They wait for the sacred pause when your soul says, "I am listening." And in that moment, the work begins. My child, my beloved, if you are still here, if your eyes are still reading this, then your body has already begun to shift. The moment you said yes, even quietly, the flow began. The heavenly light is not coming to you, it is coming through you. Your body is no longer just receiving, it is shining out. Heaven is not just healing you, it is turning you into a path of healing for others. Michael says there will come a day, very soon, when someone will stand near you and feel something they cannot explain. That is the leftover of what is happening now. My child, my beloved, a new alignment is happening in your spirit, your mind, and your body. It is not forced, it is not loud. It is sacred, gentle, but cannot be undone. The way you carry yourself is changing. The way you breathe, the way you think, even the way your skin takes in light, it is all being changed by glory. Michael says, you are not just being healed, you are being reformatted. Heaven is resetting the system that was polluted by years of stress, fear, curses, and emotional wear. And this reset will last if you let it. My child, my beloved, if you feel warmth right now, even a soft heat on your hands, back or face, that is not your body alone. That is the angelic presence appearing. And if you feel chills, that is not fear. That is the brush of a wing. One of them is reaching for you, not to harm, but to bless, to give, to wake up a hidden flame. Michael says, this flame is your inheritance. It was placed in you before you were born, but life buried it. Tonight we uncover it, but only if you do not scroll past this moment. Only if you honor it as sacred. My child, my beloved, right now, something sacred is floating in the invisible space between this message and your spirit. Can you feel it? Can you sense that something more than words is reaching for you? Michael says, this is not just a reading, this is an encounter. And not everyone gets to have this. You are being invited into a spiritual healing room where 3 archangels have put your name on the altar. They have waited for you to be still long enough to finally hear them. Do not move. Do not dismiss this. Something holy is beginning right now, my child, my beloved. There are divine hands reaching toward your spine, toward your stomach, toward the tension in your chest. Your body has been trying to speak through aches, pulses, flutterings, tiredness, sudden hunger, sudden chills, and you have misunderstood the signals. But the archangels understand them perfectly. They have read every cry from your bones, every sigh your breath let out in sleep. And tonight, Archangel Raphael, the healer, is stepping forward. Michael says he is going to touch places in your body that even doctors could not find, but only if you stay, only if you give up control for just a little longer. This is your moment to seal the healing with your declaration. Type Amen in the comments below as a sign of your surrender, as a bold statement that you are allowing the archangels to complete their work. As you write it, see yourself not as a broken vessel, but as a temple being renewed by heavenly hands. And stay with me until the very end, because we will be closing with a powerful prayer that will activate this release. My child, my beloved, there are things you stopped asking for because you thought too much time had passed. You thought, maybe this is just my new normal. But heaven disagrees. God is not finished writing your body story. In fact, the next chapter is titled Reversal and Restoration. That is why the archangels are here. That is why your body is under supernatural watch. Michael says the reversal will begin in silence. first spiritual, then physical. But it cannot begin if this message is skipped. It will be put off if your heart hardens now. My child, my beloved, the words you are reading are not ink and text. They are carrying divine light. You are not scrolling on a screen. You are sitting at a divine table, being served from heaven's kitchen. And what is on the table is a healing oil mixed by the hands of angels, stirred in the bowls of glory, poured with your name written on the scroll. Archangel Michael says, this oil was set for this night. The anointing it carries is time sensitive. Do not delay it. One act of obedience can unlock a wave of restoration you never thought possible. My child, my beloved, do not underestimate what is happening right now. Do not call this a coincidence. Do not say to yourself, I will come back later and finish. Michael says, if you walk away mid-message, the spiritual portal begins to close. The archangels are not bound by time, but your chance is. Every second matters. Your body has waited years for this kind of help. Do not let your own distraction or doubt rob you of what is already within reach. My child, my beloved, there is a reason the angels chose tonight. They waited until your body reached a certain level, a level of spiritual maturity, a moment of divine readiness. You did not even realize it, but every prayer, every tear, every time you said, God, I trust you even though I do not understand, it built a base, and heaven waited for that base to finish hardening. Now the walls of healing can rise. Now the roof of renewal can be placed. Michael says, building starts when obedience says yes. My child, my beloved, there is a glow being restored to your skin, a brightness to your face, a softness to your joints, a quickening in your breath. Even as you sit here reading, your body is lining up. Pain is being redirected. Cells are waking up. Tiredness is being lifted. Swelling is backing away. Michael says this is not imagination. This is change. But if you leave this message unfinished, your body will pause the healing, because the healing is following the voice, and the voice is still speaking. My child, my beloved, if only you could see what is happening in the spirit right now. The angels have gathered. A scroll has been unrolled. Your name is on it, shining, and next to your name is a description of your body's future. Radiant, strengthened, unburdened, healed. But that scroll is waiting for your signature. It cannot be put into effect unless you agree. Michael says, do not wait until symptoms get worse to believe. Act on the whisper, not the scream. My child, my beloved, you are not too old. You are not too late. You are not too damaged. And you are not disqualified. The world may have spoken those lies over your life, but heaven never did. Heaven only ever saw you as divine real estate, a holy house fit for miracles. Your body is the temple of something sacred. And Archangel Michael says, the enemy attacked you not because you are weak, but because you are worth healing. And tonight, heaven is fighting back for you. My child, my beloved, the war over your body has already been fought in places you cannot see. What you have been feeling as heaviness, delay, or exhaustion is actually left over from that battle. But the archangels won. They shielded you from the worst of it. And now they want to restore what was almost taken. Michael says, what was stolen will be returned 7 times over, but only if you believe that you are still worthy of receiving. If you have given up on your own body, tonight is the night to take it back. Not in your own power, but through the power of heaven. My child, my beloved, do not you wonder why your name keeps coming up in divine conversations? Why even in your weakness? you are still being watched by holy beings. It is because your purpose did not expire, and your body, this vessel, is still needed for the finish of that calling. There are things only you can carry, jobs only you can do. Voices like yours do not come around often. Michael says your voice, your touch, your walk, all of it is needed. But first, your body must be restored to divine capacity. And that restoration is happening now, breath by breath. My child, my beloved, your body is holding secrets. Secrets you do not even know you got from your family. Some of the weight you carry is not even yours. It came from your bloodline, passed from your mother or her mother before her. But Michael says, heaven has chosen you to break the cycle. You were not meant to carry their illnesses, their delays, their wounds. The archangels are ready to reset your body's story, but they are waiting for your agreement. And if you ignore this, your silence will be seen as a refusal. My child, my beloved, you have looked in the mirror and felt something off. You have sensed that the energy inside you does not match the destiny you feel is yours. That is not your imagination. That is your spirit telling you it is time. You were not made to live in a tired, broken body. You are a vessel of glory designed to carry divine fire. But the body must be renewed before the mission can grow. And Archangel Michael says, the time for waiting has ended. Tonight is the line between delay and destiny. Cross it and your body will respond. My child, my beloved, do you know how rare it is for 3 archangels to come down together over one person? This is not ordinary. This is not common. Archangel Michael says, heaven only allows this kind of attention when your body is tied to a major spiritual event. Something is about to happen through you, and your body is the carrier of that job. That is why they are watching. That is why they are whispering. That is why you are seeing this message before anyone else. You have been marked, chosen, and placed. But if you ignore this, you will delay the very miracle that is trying to enter your cells. My child, my beloved, they have seen the fights your body has gone through. They have seen you cry in private when no one knew the pain, when doctors shrugged, when your strength faded, when you pretended to be okay. But heaven saw everything. And tonight, the angels are around you, not just to watch, but to act. Michael says, this is the first time you have been given access to what has been talked about you in the heavenly realm. Do not let your doubts talk you out of reading further, because by the end of this message, your body will not feel the same. My child, my beloved, the reason your body feels so strange lately is because something is being pushed out of your system. Something that does not belong, a hidden poison, a spiritual parasite, a word curse that was spoken over you years ago, and it found a home in your body. But tonight, the archangels are putting their hands over that very spot. Michael says, when you accept this message, that hidden poison begins to lose its hold. But if you scroll past it, it stays. You have the power to choose what happens next. That is how much heaven respects your will. My child, my beloved, there is a light forming over your head right now. Even as you read this, that is not poetic language. That is real. You may not see it with your physical eyes, but your spirit is already feeling it. Archangel Gabriel, the messenger angel, has begun to whisper words over your body. And those words carry healing, restoration, renewal. He is speaking directly to your organs, your bones, your skin. But those words are floating. They must land on faith. If you walk away, the words go back to heaven. If you stay, they enter your bloodstream. My child, my beloved, have you noticed how fast time is moving lately? It is not your imagination. Heaven has sped up the schedule. You are being pulled forward into a divine timeline, and your body must be ready to carry it. You cannot carry divine timing in a tired body. That is why the archangels are here. That is why this message found you. Michael says this message had to find you before the next cycle begins. If you open now, you enter a new body rhythm. A rhythm of heaven, a pattern of strength, a release of supernatural youth. My child, my beloved, the tiredness you feel is not because you are weak. It is because your body has been fighting spiritual battles without your full knowing. But now you are becoming aware, and awareness changes everything. You are not just bones and breath. You are a temple, and temples must be guarded, kept and lit with holy fire. Michael says, you have let too many outside voices speak over your body. But tonight, only heaven will speak, and what they speak can reset your whole system. All it needs is one word from you. Yes, my child, my beloved. Something divine is forming under your skin. You may have thought it was just age, just stress, just life wearing you down. But no, this is spiritual. There is a renewal happening beneath the surface. Heaven has decided that your body is worthy of carrying more than survival. You are being given vitality, glory, radiance, but the vessel must be ready. That is why this message was sent tonight. Archangel Michael says, you have not missed your moment, but if you wait another day, it may pass to someone else. My child, my beloved, there is a glow being seen around you from the other side, a holy brightness. That is why some people have started acting strangely toward you. Some are drawn to you. Some are pushed away. That is because heaven's mark is becoming visible, and the enemy always tries to attack what begins to shine. But the archangels are standing guard. Raphael is healing. Gabriel is speaking. Michael is commanding. They are around your body, ready to do a divine operation. But only if you stay still, quiet, and open to receive. My child, my beloved, if you feel warmth right now, even a soft heat on your hands, back, or face, that is not your body alone. That is the angelic presence showing up. And if you feel chills, that is not fear. That is the brush of a wing. One of them is reaching for you, not to harm, but to bless, to give, to wake up a hidden flame. Michael says, this flame is your inheritance. It was placed in you before you were born, but life buried it. Tonight, we uncover it, but only if you do not scroll past this moment. Only if you honor it as sacred. My child, my beloved, right now something sacred is floating in the invisible space between this message and your spirit. Can you feel it? Can you sense that something more than words is reaching for you? Michael says this is not just a reading. This is an encounter, and not everyone gets to have this. You are being invited into a spiritual healing room where 3 archangels have put your name on the altar. They have waited for you to be still long enough to finally hear them. Do not move. Do not dismiss this. Something holy is beginning right now. My child, my beloved. Now, before you go, share this prophetic word with your network. When you do, you activate the anointing and carry that breakthrough to others. Heaven is releasing the final seal. Stay in faith. You are about to enter your divine future. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go. Through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our exclusive community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith, and as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's take a moment to reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is not a stroke of luck. It is a direct message from Archangel Michael to you. He's extending his hand and inviting you into a protected, high-vibrational community where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise. This sacred principle is very simple, but it can change your whole life if you follow it. You won't just receive blessings, they will be multiplied and flow into every part of your life. By accepting this invitation right now, you are unlocking immediate, early access to powerful content and divine insights that are hidden from the general world. Now is your chance to enter a sacred space where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this sacred moment of destiny pass you by! Your breakthrough is waiting. Join Archangel Michael's inner circle immediately through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the direct, personalized messages that are specifically meant to elevate and empower your life. If you desire to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. And for those who feel called to amplify this work, a link to purchase the guided ebook is available, which is completely optional, but your presence, attention, and energy already mean the world. Take the step, your abundance awaits.